Well, we're here this afternoon. My good friend Judy Owen contacted me regarding my German Stein collection that have been in my family for a very long time. They came from my grandparents on my father's side, and beyond that, I have to admit total ignorance as to what's going on, and I defer to Mrs. Owen.
So, how did you come about these?
Well, all of these steins were the property of my paternal grandparents. My last name is Haase, spelled H-A-A-S-E, and translated from the German. And a Haase is a rabbit. Now, I don't know whether that has anything to do with steins, but anyway, there's a little tidbit of information to be included.
The Germans have been producing these since the 1600s, but they didn't become very collectible until the late 1800s, when the exhibitions in Europe began. And like our world fairs here, when all the countries would come in together and they would show off the best of their products. Germany, of course, would show off their German steins. There were many, many potteries across Germany, and in the Rhineland area, where these are from, the town that these three are from was actually called Jugtown, German Jugtown, meaning that they were producing ceramic jugs in that town. Let's take a look at this and see what kind of a mark we have on the bottom that I was so sure was going to say Matlock. I don't know if you can see it, but it says nothing but Germany and the number 1333. Now that was fortuitous. These others were marked similarly, because I went to good old Google, put in German Stein number 1333, and up popped an identical Stein. And they knew who made the Stein, and that's how I found it.
That's what being an expert is all about.
It's knowing how to be a good Googler. The Stein was made, these three Steins, all by the same manufacturer, by J.M. Remy. 1833 to 1911 was his birth and death. He had two sons, August and Franz, and they all worked in the ceramic industry, building these steins. And these steins were produced in 1909 with the incised decoration on them. They were produced many years prior, but because of the exhibition in Germany at that time, they were made specifically for that. Now that was interesting because I have seen many, many, many steins over the years dated 1909, and I had no idea why. That was the reasoning, is they were all made for this particular exhibition and probably sold as a tourist item with the date of the exhibition on it. This would be considered a courting stein. A man with his pipe sitting there and ladies with treats in their laps, possibly biscuits or cookies. And I was able to translate that to read, "Where love meets," and then the man's name. This Remy Stein, you've seen the handles on these look like a twisted vine. That's another signature of his work, even though he didn't bother to sign them on the bottom. Now, we're kind of curious about value on these. I checked to see what these are actually selling for on eBay today. Very similar, same maker, same size. They range from 150 up to 250. But you can pretty much double that, because most of the people that buy on eBay are antiques dealers, and they're going to double that and before they put it in their shop. So
before they sell it at retail.
Right, that's right. So if you were doing an insurance appraisal on these, you would put the double value on. If you're talking fair market value, then you're going to go back to the 150 to 250.
Recently here in my building, we had a building Oktoberfest. And during that Oktoberfest, they looked around for a building resident that was of German extraction, and they came up with me. And they asked me, would I be kind enough to give a toast at the Oktoberfest in German? The toast was a suggestion that the people at the Oktoberfest, that they should live to be 100. and it goes something like this. 100 Jahre sollst du leben, followed by the German word for cheers, which is Prost. Terrific job, Judy. I'm very much appreciated.
Well, thank you so much for agreeing to do this for Shell Point TV. We very much appreciate it, and we'll look forward to our next Collector's Corner.